Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good morning, I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson. Here's the latest from Denver 7. Police are now getting involved in the search for a CU Boulder student missing since Thursday.
Take a look at your screen. Police have not shared any information about where 20-year-old Mikhail Solak was last seen. They say he lives on campus at the Stearns West Dormitory. Anyone with information is asked to call CU Police.
Now to a Contact 7 consumer alert. If your house was built before 1978, there's a good chance it has lead-based paint. You probably had to sign something acknowledging that you bought it and when you bought it. But homeowners may not be aware of another issue lead paint can cause, even when it's been covered up. Denver 7's Nicole Brady has a story of a family who suffered severe health problems from lead exposure in their home.
Lead-based paint is pretty typical in any home built before 1978, so obviously you're going to find it in homes that are much older than that, like here in 5 Points. And it's important to know that if you are renovating a historic home. The Sinise family bought their fixer-upper 4 years ago before little Vincent was born. When he was a baby, a blood test revealed he had elevated lead levels. Now, lead poisoning can be very dangerous. It can cause brain damage, especially in younger children. And it turns out Vincent likely was poisoned by lead dust in the home, which can be caused by opening and closing old windows and doors and the dust from the lead paint settling.
There's not enough awareness, right? We know that there's lead paint, okay, don't eat lead chips.
I think these people just really don't think about it until, someone tells them. One of Stephanie's neighbors, she's just down the street, we're working on her house now.
Through a grant, the Denver Urban Renewal Authority was able to help the Sinise family replace their windows and carpet, about $25,000 in improvements. Dura is helping more homeowners through their lead-based paint hazard control program. If you live in an older house, have children under 6 in the home, and meet the income qualifications, you can get a lead risk assessment for free, as well as a removal plan and removal services for free. Just go to renewdenver.org for more information on that, or go to our website, thedenverchannel.com. And fortunately, we can tell you Vincent is very healthy today. His blood was tested again and his lead levels are normal. In 5 Points, Nicole Brady, Denver 7.
Contact 7 is pushing for answers from a Denver apartment complex after 2 major fires here in just 3 months. The most recent fire at the Covington on Cherry Creek happened on Friday. Residents of 24 units were displaced by that fire in the attic of the apartment building. Back on New Year's Eve, though, a similar scene displaced residents of 24 other units. The complex told residents that a grill was responsible for that fire, but the fire marshal's report says the cause is still undetermined.
Nobody knew anything. All we hearing is just there's a fire on the 3rd floor from the attic. Well, what is causing all these fires that's in the attic?
The property manager says the 2 fires are not connected and claim there are no issues with the buildings themselves. However, they would not comment on the cause of the fires.
Now is not the time to let your guard down from the flu. The CDC says an even more severe strain is circulating right now in the U.S. and activity remains high across the country. That remains the case here in Colorado as well. The state health department recorded another 300 flu hospitalizations in its latest report released yesterday. That brings us to nearly 3,100 so far this season. Children younger than 4 and people older than 65 are most at risk.
Today, anti-smoking activists are shining light on the issue of teen cigarette use. It is called National Kick Butts Day. Here in Colorado, the number of high school students using cigarettes has fallen to just 7%, but 27% of teens now say they use e-cigarettes. Some Colorado cities are trying to discourage teen tobacco use. Aspen and Edgewater are raising the age to buy tobacco products to 21, while places like Lakewood and Golden are licensing stores that sell tobacco.
We can hold off the age of when youth are starting to use something like nicotine. It's that much more likely that we will be able to keep them from starting at all in the first place.
So if your child is using cigarettes or e-cigarettes, there is free help. The Colorado Quit Line now helps people as young as 12.
Tonight, former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper continues his campaign for president by taking part in a live CNN town hall event at 8 o'clock. Hickenlooper has kept busy since announcing his candidacy 2 weeks ago, including a kickoff rally in Denver and several events in Iowa shortly after he threw his hat in the ring. But all his outreach and events haven't translated to big big support in the crowded Democratic field. Right now, he's polling at around just 1%, while Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, and Kamala Harris have emerged as frontrunners.
Westminster won't be allowing certain boats in Stanley Lake for the foreseeable future. The city banned trailered boats from the lake over concerns they could cause a mussel infestation, which would contaminate the drinking water. Stanley Lake is a drinking water supply for about 300,000 people. Permits for boats this year have been canceled. If you already bought one, you will be refunded. The city will still issue permits for other watercraft like kayaks, canoes, rafts, and paddleboards. Measures to keep the water in Stanley Lake safe isn't anything new. Back in November, the city denied an energy company's application to drill oil wells beneath the lake. As a bill to give more local governments power to regulate our state's oil and gas industry moves through the state capitol, today Adams County considers placing a moratorium on new drilling applications. Commissioners are hosting a special meeting this afternoon to talk about and debate the idea. It would only apply to unincorporated parts of the county. The hearing starts at 2 this afternoon at the Government Center on South Adams Parkway.
The city of Golden is considering a bold measure to halt new construction on high-density residential housing. Golden, like many other Front Range communities, is undergoing a construction boom. And because of the growth, there's a proposal for a moratorium on new building permits. Some believe it's not good because it's driving the prices up within the community. On the other hand, it increases property values. The second reading will take place tomorrow at the city's regularly scheduled council meeting. Congestion is growing in our Colorado, but there's a new push from officials to get more of us out of our cars and using other modes of transportation. Denver 7's Micah Smith has the details of a new study revealing how Denver workers get around downtown.
Traffic jams are increasing and they're affecting everyone, whether you ride the bus, ride your bike, or hop in your own car. Today, a new study was released that gives us insight into how people are getting around, specifically those who have to come downtown daily. About 6,000 people participated in this study, and it reveals that the preferred method for those commuting into downtown is public transit. 40% of commuters are using this option daily, and the city saw about a 2% increase in commuters riding their bikes to work. 9% are doing that. 15% are walking, carpooling, and using other methods of transportation. There are still a few people who are driving solo, but Senior Manager of Transportation Mobility, Andrew Iltis, says that number is decreasing. People driving alone is actually dropped again for the second year in a row, which is good if you look at the overall goals for the city. The Mayor's Mobility Action Plan is looking at reducing single occupancy vehicles to 50% of the mode split, so it's looking good. Iltis says in the next year, commuters can expect big changes. They plan on putting in gap closures for the bike network and sidewalk network, and Iltis says this is all to make the commute a little bit easier for everyone. Reporting in downtown Denver, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Temperatures have warmed up in Colorado since last week's bomb cyclone.
Finally, and just in time, too, because later today will officially transition into spring.
Yeah, get excited. That change happens at exactly 3:58 this afternoon. It coincides with the spring equinox, which is the moment the Earth's orbit and the sun crosses the equator.
And this year's start to spring has the added bonus of being a supermoon as well. That's when the moon is closer to the Earth than usual. It appears larger and brighter in the sky. It's going to peak tonight at 7:53.
Let's turn it over to Stacey Donaldson for a look at your forecast.
Beautiful conditions here over the next few days. Mother Nature cooperating with our beginning of spring. Temperatures in the mid-50s for this afternoon. Lots of sunshine on the way. 57 on Thursday. And then we have a chance for a few scattered showers on Friday with highs in the low 50s, overnight lows in the mid-30s. But look at this weekend. 50s and 60s for afternoon highs in through Sunday. And we stay in the 60s Tuesday of next week, 65 degrees.
Thank you, Stacey. You might want to grab a couple bucks as you head out the door today. Make a pit stop at the gas station and grab a Powerball jackpot ticket. Tonight's drawing is worth more than $500 million.
And this is just the latest monster jackpot. You have until 7 tonight to get tickets for tonight's $550 million jackpot. The big drawing is at 9, and the winning ticket would be worth $335 million if you take the lump sum, or, of course, that's before taxes.
That's a good, honest day's work right there. This has been your Denver 7 On-Demand Update. Thanks for joining us.
And make sure you check back here later tonight for another update and download the free Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great day.